Not sure. Well, I say I'm not sure how well you can make that out, but it's showing up pretty bright on my phone. I'm guessing that's just some dye burning, but I'll be darned if that ain't the prettiest blue. Um, Honestly, it's like to the naked eye, it's the exact same blue as the LEDs in my room. I can't tell what it's coming off of either. There used to be a light bulb? No, that's a piece of a hose. Okay. So yeah, that could have been. I don't know what's burning that color, unless it is this piece of. Yeah, that's the end. That used to be the end of a hose pipe. Probably, obviously one that messed up. Anyway, cool color. That's all.
Hello, how'd you like the fire? Really, we're doing this right now? You know what, screw it. I've already started over once, I'm not starting over again. Oh my god. We're just gonna wait this out. You and me, we're stuck with this now. This is life now. Alright. The dissonance has ended. So, what happened today? Well, did a bit of yard work. Did some things around the yard Mom wanted done. Played a bunch more Persona 5 Strikers. Still absolutely loving it. Honestly, it's still really, really good. um, Not really going to speak at length about it until I'm done, and that'll be marked as spoilers. So you won't catch me casually talking about things. Wow, my voice is cracking a lot tonight. Um, Aside from the fact that I'm just Jesus Christ. What a train wreck this has become. Sorry, my nose is running, but I know it's gross to do that, but I keep thinking it's bleeding, so I keep doing that and checking for blood. So, sorry. I don't know, it's a little disgusting. Um, yeah, not much else to really talk about tonight. Not without just gushing about strikers, and I'll do that. I'll do that when I'm done with it. But I can definitely say it is still a ton of fun. It really, really is. Even if I got my ass handed to me a few times today. It's still just so much fun to play. It's so much fun to be with these characters again. They're really memeing it up. Not in a bad way. One of the characters is already kind of an internet nerd, so that particular character memeing it up isn't that bad. But I'm pretty sure today, they had to know what they were doing, but I'm pretty sure they poked fun at the Sonic movie today, in a part today. That one awful bit in that first trailer, the, meow, they did that today. They did. I was so upset. uh, like up to that point, it had mostly just been cheeky references at Persona 5, which could have just been, them being dorks with each other. But, like, God, just that specific one blew me away. I was not ready for that. And I guarantee by the time I get there again, I will not be ready. I will never be ready for that. It's a lot of fun though. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It still has its heavy parts. It plays, it walks the line very very well, playing both sides. Um, where it's just quirky character fun, and sometimes meme spouting. Uh, it's subtle though. When I say meme spouting, it's not like they're out there like Pepe Ball or anything like that. It's a little bit more tasteful than that, and it's usually their own. So a cheeky example that's not a spoiler for anything would be the original battle theme for Persona 5 was called Last Surprise. And at some point, sometimes when you are getting ready to ambush an enemy, one of the characters will say something along the lines of, "Want to give them one last surprise?" Cheeky little things like that. But man, the meow was just. It was amazing. Even more amazing, knowing that Atlas is, I think they're owned by Sega. I don't know if they're just like one of their in-house developments, like Alpha Dream and Intelligent Systems are to Nintendo, where it's like just like if it was something that was actually formed within the company, or if it was a studio that was purchased. It was more along the lines of BioWare or not Retro. Oh my god. Bungie. How did I stop? No, Retro's independent still. They do things for they almost exclusively work for Nintendo, but I don't know. Are they? I'm actually not sure now. But anyway, my point being, I can't remember. Like I said, I can't remember if Atlas was its own thing before, or if it's always been like a development house of Sega. I think it has. So it's just stupid fun. I was having similar things with Phantasy Star Online. Just because of different little outfits and different sort of cosmetics for the little floating companions. Like occasionally I would see a Sonic or a Morgana. Oh god, I didn't even mention, like the other day I was just chilling at a shop and I turned around and there was Teddy. And if you play Persona 4, you know what I'm talking about, but I was not prepared. I was not prepared. It was a costume it was like an actual character costume, not a little Teddy, like just a dude who was Teddy. I was not prepared. I actually screamed out loud. Like, it startled me. Which, I feel like it's an appropriate reaction to sudden Teddy. Again, if you have played or are familiar with Persona 4 and or are adverse to puns, specifically of the bear kind, you will agree. Yeah, point being, I don't think I mentioned this, but just point being, Phantasy Star is also owned by Sega, the people that make it anyway. I think it's a primarily Sega I don't know. I really don't. I don't know how it works. I feel like Nintendo's kind of, I don't want to say the most prominent in having its in-team studios have individual names. Like, like, for instance, you go over to Ubisoft. I don't know if or if you go over to Square Enix, I don't think that the primary string of Final Fantasy developers has a name as a team. You know what I mean? They're not like, they don't have like a sort of studio moniker. They're just Square Enix. But like obviously there are different teams for different games. Like that kind of thing. Or like you go back to Nintendo, the teams that make Mario and the teams that make Zelda don't have separate names. They have, you know what I mean? They're all just they're all just like developed and published under the name Nintendo. They're obviously different teams. But like, also within Nintendo, when you get a Fire Emblem game, it's usually Intelligent Systems, or when you had Alpha Dream doing the Mario and Luigi series. Which I believe, I don't think it was the same team, but Intelligent Systems also developed the first two Paper Marios. I'm fairly confident in that. I should know this. Paper Mario is one of my favorite series, like, ever. I just stopped myself from going on a Paper Mario rant. If you wanted to know what that pause was, it was me deciding where to jump in my Paper Mario rant. But I'm sparing you that. Because I could talk about that a lot as someone who's like taken direct shade about liking a specific person as a developer while he was supposedly responsible for Sticker Star. For those of you who know, I'm talking about Miyamoto. Like, I can like and respect him as a person and as a developer, even if I don't like all of his games. But he was not responsible for the trash fire that is Paper Mario these days. I say that having not played Origami King. I hear it's better, but it's still not. It's still just not quite Paper Mario. I'm more pointing at Sticker Star specifically. People often point the finger at Nintendo, at Miyamoto for comments along the lines of make it for a younger audience, when the only one he's responsible for is he was basically saying don't make new original races. But he didn't just say stick to totes. Like, I think he was okay with basically anything that had appeared in Paper Mario in like the first few games. So you still had like whatever Rolf was, the like dino looking thing. You could still use like bandits and the mice, whose names I like general name I used to know. It's not Mauser. That's a specific Russian one who's dead now. That's unrelated. But like, you get what I'm saying. It was, but the decision to do all toads was the current lead of intelligence systems, I think, or at least the current lead of the team that develops those games. He's responsible for the watering down of the series. Single-handedly, he is. And he keeps citing this one poll that may or may not have actually been related to Paper Mario. That said, well, people said, we polled people and they said they don't want story, and I'm like, who did you ask? Who were you asking these questions? You asked like 3 people this question and only published the ones you wanted to hear. But anyway, like the reason I say that, and I don't hold a grudge against the person, but I remember I was praising Miyamoto for something. I don't even remember what it was. And like, I can praise it. Kojima was also in this discussion. And I was being accused of praising developers when I was just acknowledging the things they've accomplished. Basically, I was being accused of sucking their cock. And it's like, dude, you can like somebody and their work without sucking their cock. But I remember specifically with Miyamoto, the thing that they brought up was, well, he was the one that ruined Sticker Star. No, he wasn't. He was not the one that ruined Sticker Star. He's the one that made Star Fox Zero. I liked it, but I can absolutely see how it like, that game is not what it could be. Let's put it that way. I respect the trying of something new. I really, really do. And I'll even go on record saying that it's not the worst thing in the world when that doesn't work. Like, I'll even champion that to the point where Other M could have been a decent game if it weren't written like it is, and if whoever was responsible for deciding to try and control a person and a character in a 3D space with the Wiimote D-pad was never born. But other than that, like, it really, like, you look at it and, you know, Team Ninja, I'm pretty sure it's Team Ninja, are no slouches, and we know they're not responsible for story. Like, it's pretty obvious that the guy who directed that game, who I believe was the co-director of the original Metroid series, I think the original director is passed. Point being, this guy had a chip on his shoulder because the Prime games were doing really good and he had nothing to do with them. To the point where at one point he went on record saying they weren't canon. And I can't remember who, like, else was like, basically, like, he's just being a bitch. Like, he's just mad that a Western company made better Metroid games than he did. Essentially. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same guy that after the massive backlash of Federation Force before it released, like when it was announced and everything, released a 20-minute long direct basically saying, you're all stupid, here's why you should like this game. Which, again, that's one of the, and I'll defend Federation Force as being a decent game. It genuinely was. It was a solid 3DS game. And had it come out alongside or slightly after Samus Returns, it would not have been as hated as it is. But the fact that, you know, for years, fans like me had been sustained on the rumors of, or not even the rumors, but the confirmation from the legend himself, Fizame, that there was a 2D Metroid and a Prime-style Metroid in development. And when we saw Federation Force, we went, this was the Prime game? Please tell me this isn't the Prime-style game. No. This isn't what you promised me, Nintendo. You did not say a spin-off or a side story. You said Prime style. And if when the backlash happened, he was like, well, this is a passion project, let me explain it to you and why I love it and why I hope you will love it, instead of being like he didn't say it directly, but he very much came across as, no, you idiots just don't know what you want. You don't know that you like this game. You think you don't like it. You're wrong. You do like this game. This is why you will like it. And it's just... yeah. This man is a mess. I am a mess. Tonight is a mess. I'm going to take this mess. I'm going to lay this phone down. I'm going to turn off this light. I'm going to roll over. Bring my phone with me. And then I'm going to stop this recording. I'm going to process it down to cut the file size from whatever the native is to slightly smaller. And then when it's done doing all of that, I'm going to start uploading it to YouTube, and then I'm going to fall asleep. That is what is going to happen now. Good night.